Hey Terraformers, it's Andrew Brown and welcome to another video as we are continuing on. In this one, we are going to talk about Terraform state, and we're going to use Terraform Cloud to manage our state. So you should have created your Terraform Cloud account already. Before we do that, I want to spin up the project and I want to set up our S3 bucket and just in local state, and then we're going to push that state remotely, okay? And the reason we want to remotely manage our state is because we don't ever want to be responsible for that state file. It's very easy for us to lose it. We don't want other people to see it, or only our team members. And so what makes sense is to have a provider to use it. And one place we can store it is on Terraform Cloud. When you're using providers or when you're using AWS and you're using CloudFormation, that state is automatically managed for you because Terraform is agnostic and allows you to store it other places. Like you could store it in an S3 bucket if you really wanted to. I should say that, we have some flexibility where we can store it, but, we are going to use Terraform Cloud. Anyway, so we're back in our project here, and, we can see that we have the credentials here. I did not expire my credentials from the last video, so they're still active. I will do them in the next one, or at the end of this video, but it's just because I don't want to set them constantly. But here they are, so I know I am logged into AWS. Make sure those are correct for you. We're here over in Terraform. Okay, so we're going to increase our screen. And what I want to do is log into Terraform Cloud. So we'll type in Terraform Cloud, which is the Terraform website. And we'll scroll on down, past all the ads, and we'll make our way over to Terraform Cloud. And I'll log in. Give me 2 seconds, okay? All right, let's see if our login is working. And I just realized I'm talking really, really fast. I'm sorry. When I record a bunch of videos, I get really into it. I will slow down, okay? You're probably like, Andrew, stop talking so fast. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, we are in our workspace. I have a couple projects here. These are old projects. I'm going to see if I can delete them out, okay? Give me 2 seconds. All right, so I've gone ahead and deleted those. You might have like a default workspace or something here, but we're going to just create one from scratch. So before we do that, let's just talk about pricing because people might be worried or concerned about pricing. You're not going to run into any pricing issues here, but let's look at Terraform Cloud pricing. We'll go down below here. It's because we're logged in, so sometimes it's hard to find. So let's see if we can go down here. Let me go find it. 2 seconds, okay? Here we go. I had to go in incognito to get to it, but Terraform pricing, free, up to 500 resources per month. Get started with all the capabilities needed for infrastructure as code. In this bootcamp, we are not going to be utilizing 500 resources, so we're going to be okay. At different tiers, at standard, it's 0.00014 cents. So if we did have to do paid, we're going to be okay. We'll have to be careful on how we keep track of it. We do not need a credit card at this lower tier, so this is going to be super easy. So there's no issues here. It's not as hard as getting an AWS account. And when we hit that 500, then we'll have to attach a credit card. But we should be in good shape here, okay? So I'm just going to close that out. I just wanted to show that to you so there's no issues. I'm going to go ahead here, and we have project and workspace. So the workspace and project, I always get these mixed up. I'm going to go double check them. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so I did not feel like reading the documentation. I did not feel like opening up my course to find out. So I asked ChatGPT. It likes to talk way too much. And then I said, hey, just give me the breakdown. And so it is what I thought it was. And so a workspace is, I would call a workspace a project and a project a workspace, but I'm not the one to name these things. But the idea is your workspace is the Terraform project that we're working on, and a project is really a grouping of workspaces. So this is your grouping of stuff, and your workspace is underneath. I'm gonna go make a visual so we can make sense of this. Give me 2 seconds. All right, so I created this visual for us really quickly so that it would be a little bit easier to understand, even for me. And so the idea is that we have Terraform Cloud, and so Terraform Cloud have projects, and a project can contain multiple workspaces, and a workspace is a configuration for a infrastructure project. See how the way, or infrastructure thing that you're doing. So that Terraform state file that we're generating out in our project, The idea is that it will be stored in this workspace and it'll be tied, it's referencing infrastructure there. So let's say this project is an AWS project. This one's an Azure project. This is one is a GCP project. Of course, you can mix these in one project. It's just an example. So hopefully that makes sense there. Anyway, let's go back over to, we'll just close out these tabs for now. Okay, and this diagram, we will talk about it. I just don't want to talk about it right now until we do the week 1 live stream, and we will definitely keep referencing that, okay? So while we're in here, we are going to need to create ourselves a new project. We don't have to, but I just want to, and this will be Terra Towns, or we'll say Terraform Beginner Bootcamp 2023, okay? And in there, we'll click into it. I'm going to create a new workspace. This workspace is going to be for this new project. Now, the thing is that I don't want to do this just yet. We'll come back to this in a moment. I just want to make sure you're logged in your account and we're at this step. We'll go back over to here. And what I want to do is type in clear. And I want you to do Terraform init like we normally have to do. If you're on your local machine, you wouldn't have to do this constantly, type in Terraform init. It's because this environment is restarted constantly. And we're going to type in clear here. And then we want to do Terraform apply auto approve because we already know this is going to deploy a bucket, no problem. And so we'll do that. Should be very quickly. Very quick. Okay, great. And so now we have generated out our state file, and our state file is here. Now, when we have a state file, one thing you need to know how to do is migrate your state file over. So your state file could be here locally. It could also be in an S3 bucket as a remote state, or it could be in Terraform Cloud. I'm not going to show you how to store it in S3. I don't think that is really how I want to do it here today. I want to show you Terraform Cloud. So what we'll do is go back over to our main TF. And we'll have this open here for a second. And we'll go back over here and we need to choose how we want to configure this workspace. So choose your workflow, version control workflow. This is GitOps right here. So the idea here is that we're going to commit code. And when it gets merged in, it's going to automatically deploy that infrastructure. We're not going to do this here. This is more, we could maybe do this in the bootcamp, but this is more like, I'd probably do this in the intermediate bootcamp. We have CLI driven or API driven. CLI is trigger the remote Terraform runs using your local command line. That's how we have been doing it here. Sorry, my voice. And API driven is when you use programmatic code. This is a much more advanced option. So generally you're doing this or that. If you're in a small project, you're going to use the CLI driven way. And so we have the Terraform project. We're going to name this workspace. This is our Terra house. So we're going to say Terra house. And it's really going to be based on what you want to theme your house to be, but I'm going to just call it 1 for now. This will be our Terra house infrastructure. This will be our Terra house infrastructure that will connect eventually or connect to Terra Towns. And I haven't shown you Terra Towns yet. That's because I haven't finished building it. Sorry. Like these boot camps, basically I'm building them as we go. So, a lot of times that's why I'm not showing you something because I haven't finished it yet. But anyway, we'll go ahead and create this workspace and it's going to give us configuration and show us this code block. So here it's showing us the Terraform Cloud block. But since we are migrating over our local state to here, we actually probably want to use the Terraform remote block. So this cloud block is actually a new option. It's something that's new, but I actually want to migrate it over. So Terraform remote, Terraform migrate state to cloud. And so we'll go down here. And I just want to see what it uses. So, it's using the random as well. Okay, that's cool. And I'm pretty sure it should use, well, it is using cloud there. So I was told, someone told me at HashiCorp that in order to migrate that we would have to use the remote block because the remote block, it just wouldn't work. So before this, we had one for remote or backend remote. What is it? Backend or remote? I can't remember. Terraform remote backend here. Just show me the code. Show me the code. um, Here it is, right? So this is how you normally would have done it. So back in the day, we would have done it in an older version in Terraform like this. We would have said, and you could still do it. There's nothing wrong with doing it this way. But you'd do this and you say app.terraform.io. You would say your organization name. This is something you set up at the start. So mine's called Exam Pro. So I think mine is Exam Pro. You'd specify the workspace name here. And so this one would be Terra House here. Okay. And so this is the way that it used to be done. But now we can do it this way. And why did they do that when this one is perfectly fine? I don't know. I think it's just to make it easier for configuration so you don't have to put this one line here. But yeah, if you want to use the cloud, it's pretty much this, and both will work. So, you know, since this is the new way, let's see if this will work. But I'm just saying that in this case here, remote, backend remote, this might only work. Let's say you hosted the state on S3 and you wanted to move it over to Terraform Cloud, you might run into issues. But when we go back over here, go down to remote state here. We introduced the remote backend in this version. We recommend using Terraform built-in cloud integration instead of the backend. Okay, and so I guess what I was looking for was to show you all the different kinds of backends you could use. But I'm not seeing that here right now, so I'm not really worried about that. So we'll just ignore that. And so we'll do Terraform init and apply and see what happens. So we'll say Terraform init. Okay, so that's going to initialize Terraform Cloud. It says the required token could not be found. Run the following command to generate a token for app Terraform IO. So in order for us to establish a connection to Terraform Cloud, we'll have to run this command here. Just bump it up a little bit here. And we'll type in Terraform, whoops, clear, Terraform login. And it'll say, do you want to create this file here? And I guess we do, so we'll say yes. Okay. And the screen's a little bit messed up, but I can't really see what's going on here. Use the arrow keys to move up and down. I'm just gonna hit enter. Oh, we'll have to hit Control C. So we have to just zoom out here a bit before we do that. This all messed up. We'll try that again, clear. So let's say Terraform, whoops. Clear, clear, show me my keys. If this ever happens and you can't see stuff, we can just close this here on the left-hand side or right-hand side and open a new one. So we'll type in Terraform login. That sometimes happens. If login is successful, Terraform will store your token in plain text in the following file. So we'll say yes. Okay, so use the arrow keys to move. Arrow keys up and down, right, left to follow. You're already at the first document. So we'll just hit enter. Up keys move down. What does it want to do? I don't know what it wants to do. It's not doing what we want it to do. Let's see here. Q to quit. Yes, because I don't know what it wants to do. Okay, let's try this again. Terraform login. Terraform will store it in plain text. Yes. Use the arrow keys to move. Up or down, right to follow the link, left to go back. Right. Right. P for print. Okay. So maybe we're supposed to copy this line here. The thing is that because we're doing this in Gitpod, it might not be working as expected. So if this is on our local machine, it'd be less of an issue, but I hit the P button here. And what I'm going to do is hold Control and click this button and open this up and see if that fixes our issue here. Because that's all it's trying to do. It's just trying to create us a new token here. And so I'm going to create a token here for 1 day. And I'm going to generate this out. And so now we have a new token right here. I'm going to copy this token. We'll go back here. And it says save to a local file. I don't want to do any of that. Quit, Q. Oh, now enter the token value. So we'll go ahead and paste it. I'm still going to do Control V here. Hit enter. And that didn't work. Okay, so we'll try that again. The issue here is that yeah, again, we're using getPod, so we're having issues. So we'll go here. Only yes will be accepted to confirm. Do you want to proceed? Enter value. Yes. We'll try this again. M for main screen. You're already at the main screen. Why don't I see stuff? Let's make this bigger, maybe. Again, this is a getPod issue. This isn't an issue with HashiCorp or Terraform Cloud. Okay, Terraform Cloud, yeah. Okay, so we know that we need to store this file here. So let's just copy this manually. Sometimes we have to work around stuff. So I'm going to copy this key here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually copy this line first. I don't know why I said I'm going to copy that other one, but I'm going to copy this first. And I'm going to create this file. I'm just going to say touch. Okay. And I don't know what structure this file is supposed to be. So I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to just go ask ChatGPT, what is the format of this file? What is the JSON structure of this file? Okay, so we're not 100% sure what that is, if that's the structure. Let me just play around with this for a second. So we ran into our first snag, okay? All right, so I looked up some documentation, or I looked up the documentation, and they don't show the format of this file, which they really should. HashiCorp, think about that, okay? And here, 2 years ago, someone's showing this. That's what ChatGPT generated out, I think. So we'll just give it a go, okay? So we'll copy this here. And I want to open up this file here locally in getPod. So I believe what I can do is I can hit up here, and I think it's open. Does that work? It does. Okay, great. And what we'll do is paste in that structure. We'll go back over to here, to our file here, copy this, and we will paste it in. Now, this is a roundabout way. If you're not using getPod, that Terraform login thing would have worked perfectly. But yeah, it's just because we're in the browser in VS Code. So we'll go ahead and close that out. And so I'm hoping that we are now logged in. So if we are logged in, we should be able to do a Terraform init, because that should be the next step. Where did our project go here? Yeah, here. So then we'll do Terraform apply. So I'll do Terraform plan first. So we'll do Terraform init, sorry. Okay, so as part of the migrating to Terraform Cloud, Terraform can optionally copy your current workspace state to configure Terraform Cloud Workspace. So you can migrate to Terraform Cloud. Nice. Answer yes to copy the latest state snapshot to configure Terraform Workspace, which is a fancy way of saying we're going to copy this JSON file over to there because we deployed that S3 bucket, right? So we're going to say yes to copy the latest state, no for that. Should Terraform migrate your existing state? Yes. And we'll hit enter. Okay. Terraform Cloud has successfully initialized. You may now begin working with Terraform Cloud. Try running Terraform Plan to see any changes that are required of your infrastructure. So we'll make our way over to Terraform here. And we have this here. We'll click into it. And it should be aware of our infrastructure. So we're giving it just a moment to load here. I'm not sure what it's doing. I guess nothing. And we don't really need this message here anymore. But if we go down below, you can see that it can see our, can we collapse this? The sidebar here. It used to be a different way. There wasn't the sidebar here, which is totally fine. But here on the bottom here, we have the bucket name. And we have of the random string. And then we actually have the bucket itself, which is named example. And over here, we have the outputs of the bucket name. So this is now, the state is being managed remotely by Terraform. So our Terraform file is, or Terraform Cloud, so it is over here. And by the way, these icons like this here and this here, I invented those. The only thing that Terraform has as an icon set is the logo. So I took some liberties to make these a little bit more clear for us in this bootcamp. But yeah, that's all I want to do here. But we did run into one major issue, and this is a great example of documentation. So we'll go back to our README file. And so we'll go all the way down the bottom and we'll just say issues with Terraform Cloud and Gitpod workspace. Terraform Cloud login. When attempting to run Terraform login, it will launch in Bash a WYSIWYG view to generate a token. However, it does not work expected in Gitpod VS Code in the browser. The workaround is to manually generate a token in Terraform Cloud. And there is a specific page for this, which is here. Then create the file manually here. We'll just hit up like this. Okay, we'll put bash there. Then open the file. Then create and open the file manually. So we do touch and then we do open. So the same thing here, open. Provide the following code. Replace your token in the file. Okay, and we'll go back over to wherever that file was. We'll grab it from here. And this is a perfect example of what I want cloud engineers to document, because this is where you run into issues. There's a lot of stuff online, and it's all about interoperability between different services and where we run into issues and documenting those things, because that's the hard part. Now, this is going to be an issue because if every time we launch up an environment, we're going to have to do Terraform login and go through the steps. So we might want to automate this at some point, and maybe we'll use the bash script for that. But for now, what we're going to do is we are going to just live with this stuff, and we'll go over here and see what we've changed. So we'll click into here and see the README's been updated, the main TF's been updated, so we're all in great shape. And we'll go ahead and just say added the Terraform Cloud, or first we have to do the pound, right? We got to remember to do that, and this is going to be. Oh, are we been in main this entire time? Look, we're in the main branch. Did we not drop this down? Is that our problem? Did we not create a ticket? Oh, we didn't create a ticket. We didn't create a ticket. Okay, so we'll go ahead and create our ticket now. Totally okay. So this is Terraform Cloud Provider, or Terraform Cloud Backend. And so what did we do? We configured Terraform Cloud Backend, workaround for Terraform login, migrate our local state to remote state, create a new project and workspace in Terraform Cloud. Okay, we'll create this ticket here. We were supposed to create a branch. We'll go ahead and do that. We did this already. We'll just check all those off. Good thing we're paying attention, okay? You have to pay close attention. If you are tired, go take a break, go sleep, go eat. Try to not make issues. Try not to have issues. We'll do git fetch. I'm trying to find that branch because we need to switch over to it. So we have this stuff sitting here. What I have to do is do git add all, git stash save. Okay, this is a way for us to temporarily save our changes when we're switching over to branches. We'll do that. So this stuff is going to vanish for a little bit. It's not gone, don't worry. It'll be back here in a second. And we need to check out this other branch. So I'm just going to copy its name if I can. Let me copy it. Up here, we'll do git checkout and we'll paste in that name and hit enter. So now we are in that branch. I'm going to do git stash apply. I'm not talking about stashes here. If you're not familiar with them, that's okay. Just follow the commands here. And so now they're here. We're in the correct branch. And so we're on 13, lucky number 13. And we'll say Terraform migrate local state to Terraform cloud using Terraform cloud block, because that's what that is. It's a block. Okay. So we'll go ahead and commit that. We will sync our changes. We'll go back over to here. We'll check our issues. I just want to see that's committed in the right place. It is. That is great. We'll go to our pull requests. We'll create a new pull request. We are going to drop that down, go to number 13. We're going to go ahead and create that pull request. And we will go ahead and create that pull request. Let's double check, make sure we're not committing anything we're not supposed to be committing. Great, no secrets, we're okay. And of course, yours is not going to be called Exam Pro. This will be the same, but just make sure you choose what you need to do there. We'll go back over to our code, or sorry, our pull request, and we're going to go ahead and squash and merge. Okay. We'll do git checkout main. Okay, we'll do git pull. This is because we want to tag now, right? Let's close these tabs. These things are doing funny stuff. And we want to apply our next tag. So our next tag would be 070. Let's double check, make sure we are in the right place before we do anything else. Double, triple, quadruple check. You get in the habit of doing this. That's how you don't make mistakes. So here we are in 060, so we're going to be 070. Git tag 0.7.0. Git push tags. Okay, and so that is now pushed. We are in good shape. I'm going to stop this workspace. I'm going to rotate out my keys. I know you can't see me doing this, but I'm rotating. Just see here, I'm going to rotate out those keys. So nobody is going to abuse my key. Okay, just give me 2 seconds here. Just doing that off screen here. Okay, and so yeah, we are now set up with Terraform Cloud. We have our simple provider. This is pretty much what I wanted to accomplish in the pre-week. The only thing that we haven't done here for the project setup that I really would like to do, it's just because of a byproduct of this, is that I want to see if there's any way to automate that process of what we did for the what do you call it? The login, right? Because if we can't type in Terraform login, it's going to be super easy. We might need to do a little bit extra work there. What we could do is we could actually store the token in Gitpod's session storage, and then we could generate out the JSON file, and that could work. So maybe that's what we'll do. Because I just want to make it easier. I don't want it to be quite the headache. And I also might want to do one extra thing, like shortening the Terraform to just TF. But anyway, that's the end of this video. We'll see you in the next one. Ciao.